be one of the biggest topics. We talk about
Trump doesn't care about fish.
Mueller, media, migration.
Here's what we do know. Trump cares about
rallies.
birds.
Mueller investigation.
There's a lot of hoopla about windmills.
And MS-13.
They make noise. They kill birds by the thousands.
He's a witch hunt and it's a disgrace.
Is this your homework, Larry?
Ask him about the car, man.
Is this yours, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Is that your car out front?
Is this your homework, Larry?
We know it's his fucking homework. Where's the fucking money, you little brat?
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Johnny here, and Bitcoin has finally made its move. As we talked about in the last video, we were looking at a bearish breakout of this symmetrical triangle or descending triangle, and that is exactly what we got. We got the break to the downside, the bounce and retest of the SR flip, and then bearish continuation, but we are maintaining support right now on the macro 786, looking at a further push to the measured move right here around $16,680, but we do have some solid support just below that. But if Bitcoin does happen to move further, we could see the $13,480 range, right at the 21 weekly EMA. Now, if you're like me, you have a buy order always sitting at the 21 weekly EMA in a bull market, because, you know, it might take a while, but eventually we're going to get that bad boy filled. So that's what we're looking at here on the 2 hour. Again, I have layered buy orders in here with a stop loss just below this heavy support. If it does hit that stop loss, then I'll pick it up right back here on the 21 weekly EMA, hopefully getting a fill there. Now, if it breaks down below there, I'll have a very tight stop, so I won't be losing much if I do get caught down there. But let's take a look at the daily oscillators here. So looking at the RSI, we are sitting still pretty high, about 56. I would like to see that come down. Again, in a bull market, you're going to see it pinned for the majority of the time, but it would be nice to have it come down somewhere under 30. Our funding rate's still too high. I'd like to see that come down back into the negative before we really start going to the upside again. Our MACD did get the rejection on the signal line and it's headed back down to the downside, but we do seem to have some hidden bullish divergence, which is a good sign. Same thing here on the volume weighted MACD. We do have the bearish cross continuation to the downside, and hidden bullish divergence seems to be forming there too. Open interest on the spot exchanges has gone down a bit, but it is still relatively high. So Bitcoin is looking, you know, pretty bullish, but I do have a few charts here. So I have two ideas that I want to run by you guys and see what you think. So please leave a comment below and let me know what you think about these ideas and which one you think is more at play. So the last time we saw similar price action to what we're looking at right now was in early May, after we got this breakout following the March crash, where we got this, you know, volatile ranging for a bit, for a couple of months, and then, you know, just tightening up into a symmetrical triangle and finally breaking out. But it was a pretty extended period of time of just, you know, very boring trading and moving and consolidation to the you know, until we got that breakout there in late July. Now, if we do get the same thing up here, it looks like we could be consolidating then all the way up until early February of 2021 before we would get a move and head up towards my targets here. So it depends. I have that idea, but then I also have this chart. So I was playing around the other day and happened to stumble across something. So sometimes you can use these sine waves to try to predict when a time frame would be to get a bullish breakout. And this sine wave is on the 2-hour chart, and I was just playing around, playing in charts all day long, and I happened to find that I could get the valleys of this sine wave to line up with every bullish move, and not just, a small move to the upside, like every leg up since early September in the valley of this sine wave, and you can see it lines up extremely well, and it's pretty accurate. So if this were to play out the way it's played out all the way since September, we could see our bullish breakout by the latest December 16th of this year. So we should be getting a move to the upside if this idea plays out. So what do you think, guys? Do you think it is this sine wave idea with a breakout somewhere between now and the 16th, or do you think we're going to get similar price action to what we saw back in, from early May all the way up until the end of July before we finally got a breakout? Do you think we're going to see that again and range all the way till February? I'd really like to hear what you guys have to say. That would really kind of help me in my decision making. No, I'm just kidding. I already know exactly what I'm doing, but I would love to know what you guys are thinking and why you're thinking it. Again, we do have this solid support right here underneath the measured move from this symmetrical triangle, but I do have a buy order here just in case. And then always the 618 macro actually does line up with the 21 weekly EMA. So there is a ton of bullish confluence of a move to this area right around $13,488 before we get, continuation to the upside. But again, I am cautious of a strong pullback right now, just because we have not gotten a blow off top since we got this move to the upside. So typically after a parabola, especially one of this size, you do get a blow off top, usually a push up somewhere around the 1618 or 1272, but we have not seen that yet if we are going to get it. So that's just another thing to be cautious of as well, especially if you're looking to enter into a short trade. But the bullish confluence is kind of crazy right now. So, I just want to take a quick peek at some news for you guys. Look at this. So Glassnode CTO predicts Bitcoin price will 10x from here. So he takes a look at this chart. This is the realized profit and loss, and it's at levels that it last saw back in 2017. And the last time it hit these levels in 2017, Bitcoin's price rose 1,400% to new all-time highs. I mean, okay, add another one to the pot of why Bitcoin is going to continue this bullish freaking crazy move. And then you've got Mass Mutual. They invest another $100 million in Bitcoin. I mean, institutions are catching on. You have fund managers getting in, banks, the biggest deal in crypto history. So growing up, blah, 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 let's talk about what it means. It said you can't beat them, join them. So basically, this talks about the Visa. I'll just let the CEO talk about it. Here you go, guys.
CNBC's annual Evolve Summit yesterday talked to some of the biggest names in business about embracing change and innovation. I caught up with Visa's Al Kelly, and we talked about the impact that COVID has had on payments and consumer behavior.
The virus has been very interesting for payments. On one hand, it's suppressing cash usage as people are worried about germs being spread via currency. And so more people, even for small ticket items where they might have used cash in the past, are looking to use a debit card or a credit card. E-commerce has exploded as people are now sitting home and working on their tablets or their computers or their mobile devices and wanting to continue to be able to shop. And we've seen an incredible increase in the number of people who, for the first time, are shopping in an e-commerce situation.
Crazy, right? So taking on the $120 trillion payment market with a market cap just over $3 billion, USDC is now the world's 13th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. This is going to be crazy, the access to everything. Retail is going to be able to get their hands on Bitcoin so easily. The price of this stuff is going to shoot up. I know it's going to be semi-controlled through derivatives and CME, but, you know, it's not gold, I'm telling you. But we do have to think about the bearish case here. So taking a look back at this chart, don't forget, we have the 618 macro lining up with the 21 weekly EMA right here at 13,497. So we could see a really strong push to the downside. And, you know, the amount of open interest favoring the bears right now does kind of favor that. But this is one thing I try not to really consider in my trading, because this could change literally at any moment. So, I mean, despite blah, 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 where does it go? So, I mean, here you have the calls and puts here. Data shows just how extremely optimistic bulls became as they bought call options up to 22.5. But most of those options are now deemed worthless as signaled by their delta below 5%. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of liquidations, a lot of margin calls, and then you have these options basically worthless. So we'll see. I mean, again, I don't know. I'm looking at a few different scenarios right now, but it's an if-and situation. You know, one thing I didn't talk about is if we do get this similar price action again here, we could be looking at one hell of an epic alt season. And if that's what's going on right now, that's what's going on right now. So we trade alts. It's a cycle. But guys, thank you so much for dropping in. I love you all. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow.